coming through. We're very, very excited to have you join me on the Market Recap Show. Thank you so much for doing so, and make sure you do hit the like and the subscribe so we can keep the fun going day after day after day. Come over to my screen if you're looking for earnings. Today is that damn day. It's going to be a very, very popular one, and I just want to show you that I'm just going to keep refreshing these push play because let's get going. Anything that hits here in the post market will show up here on this scan from Trade Ideas. So it's going to show us movement in the aftermarket. So if anything hits, I mean, it might not happen immediately, but we're going to get it for you coming out right away. I also have Benzinga Pro right now, the official news sponsor of Trader TV Live. So coming in right now, Benzinga Pro, lots of great activity on this platform, charting, everything's right here. I'm more interested in the news feed. So coming out right now, the last one, 401.26, no earnings yet, eyes peeled to Benzinga, but kind of a mixed day. If you can look here on my sector board right now, we have a bunch of mixed sectors coming through. Technology leads the way today. What a strong move for Apple, breaking through 180 and closing at 182. Beautiful move upside for Apple. So that's leading the XLK. That's the Select Spider. And then the Invesco, more people interested. I don't know if more people are interested or not, but it's the QQQs. Same percentage back and forth as well. Shout out to War in the XHB today with a nice move back up to the upside as I'm assuming traders feeling a little bit better about rates now, possibly refinancing, getting some buy-side action happening on the home builders. And again, if you've locked in at certain rates, home builders took a little bit of a hit, right? Guaranteeing lower rates. As those rates pull back, good for home builders for sure. Coupang is out. Stop it. No laughing about Coupang unless you are in that name because it's a fail. Coupang, nice downside move. That's not what everybody's here for, but there's Coupang. That's the kind of instant action that we're going to get for you guys immediately. I also want to say a shout out to everybody that's here. Shout out if you're here. Top chat. Thanks to Adam DeLuz. He just slapped a fail on as well. Jason's here. Everyone's here. Starvin is here as well. So let's go. That's Coupang, and it is out. Gilead, another name. I thought this name had a really good chance to go, wow, $82. Okay, there's Gilead with a nice move up, making some moves now higher and higher and higher. What was down today? Down with oil. Good thing that I've been traveling around everywhere with my kids. Got to put more gas into the tank. OIH down today. Look at this on the daily. Now taking down this 320 and making some moves. It's a good thing we raised some capital on our XLE position because it is today as well. Look at the daily. That's down here in the bottom right. Is it bottom right for you guys? Yes, it is. So right there, downside for XLE, making that move back in. Darren gave me some notes here today on, I believe it was the energy sector, so we can find out if there was any new notes. Brendan gave us that story that they were delaying some of the releases today. Oxy weakness with today, not nice movement on Oxy, down 2.5% as Warren Buffett wondering what's up with his position, down 2.5% Oxy right there, back into $60. I think that's going to be a name that you're eventually going to want to buy there for that one. Thank you, Fabian, for the water right there. Did anything else come out right now? Gilead is out. We'll check our post-market scanner, just see if we're missing anything. ESTA, Establishment Holdings, downside, never heard of them. What just popped in? Nerdy, downside as well. Nerdy Inc., attack or revenge of the nerds, not happening right now as they are some downside. GoPro still exists. That's not GoPro. I thought GoPro got taken out by Google. Oh no, that was Fitbit, right, Fitbit on that move downside as well. Okay, so not much happening. We will keep our eye out on that coming through. Any earnings, we've got it. All right. KRE, the bank index, downside as well. This is regionals. Nice move from $45 coming back in. Anything interesting, though, on this today? So we have UNG downside. We talked a little bit about that on the show. Breaking through 660. Not great. The downside movement for UNG, again, if we break below, was it $6? Yeah, so you're coming in right now. So this 640 area, been holding all summer for gas, right? So UNG right now, the natural gas oil fund, making that move back in, coming into 650. Nice downside play right now for UNG. Watch out for that breaking. And if we zoom back out, you can see where this name's come from. And again, look how key this $6 mark is. Goes all the way back to June, as we just described to you. So watch out for that breaking. I'm still waiting for more names to come through right now. Not really seeing anything move. There's eBay. eBay just spiking right now. Let's see what's going on with eBay. Nice move to the downside for eBay. So there comes eBay right now. Let's see what those numbers look like for eBay. eBay is out. 103 beating 94. That's good. Sales also beating. So why are we down? We're going to have to see about the guide. Right now, it looks like they beat both on estimates for eBay, on EPS, earnings per share, and sales, both beating. So far, so good. But sending the stock to the downside, eBay right now back into 39 bucks. So getting closer and closer to that bottom for eBay of 38 back on October the 30th or 25th there for eBay. It looks like we also got another one. This is going to be busy. It's Robinhood. We are now out on Robinhood. There's a bunch of stocks coming through. Rivian not out yet, but I just saw Rivian now allowing their commercial vans to more companies. Rivian is now out. There's Robinhood 940. It's Rivian. We are out right now. Rivian up to $18. We talked about a potential spike there on Rivian today. What are they doing? It's a sales beat. We know Rivian can beat. There's no doubt about that. What we're looking forward on Rivian, we're looking forward to more car sales. What do they look for on the guide? Where is their production numbers? Sales, 1.337 billion, beating 1.327. Nice look for Rivian as they are now out. So good little look there as we continue to look for more earnings names. There's Rivian, nicely done, taking out 1820 now. What does Rivian look like on a daily chart? Oh, wow, as if. You're right at the 200 period moving average right now at 1820. We can hold that. We like it. There it is. There's the eBay guide. So eBay right now, again, 1 minute chart bad, down to 39 bucks right here, as you can see. Shout out to Benzinga again. Benzinga right now, Q4 EPS, $1 to $1.05 versus 109. Okay, that's higher. So what's up with that? Revenue's higher as well. Here's what we're looking for. FY forward. 417, 424, 392. These are all fine. Guiding higher on revenue. What is wrong with eBay right now? Maybe you guys can tell me, but it's a nice downside push into 39. eBay giving some up. Maybe just not as good as expected. UPST bombed. Is UPST out? You guys getting me excited now. Shout out. Let's go. UPST. Uh-oh. Yeah, it looks like you are right. I don't have the numbers yet for UPST, but it looks like we are making a downside push into $24. Hey, this is you go with the good. This is why we talked about possibly grabbing some options because again, options now would be worth nothing, I guess. So you go down to zero, but depending on what you invested in, nice move back down to 23. I still don't see the numbers, but it definitely is out. UPST moving around right now in the aftermarket. We'll wait to see if Benzinga does throw us those numbers coming out right now. Robinhood, assets under control increased by 34%. So we'll go back over and check out what Robinhood is doing right now. Nice downside move for Robinhood today, down to 923. Oh man, watch out for Robinhood. Protection and support at $9. We'll see what's going on with that. Again, the big name for me, we actually crushed Rivian today to the long side, but did not hold it. We got it back in. Here's my trading on Rivian today. Wish we would have done better. It was on the sticky note. Look at Rivian. Bought those dips, bought them back up. It was fine, but again, bought that, got out on the break, 316.70. Now a nice upside move to Rivian right now, 1804, with some decent size here in the aftermarket. Rivian still trying to run higher and higher, so that name's starting to go. All right, that's good. So we're actually right now, we can go over to the next topic. We're doing Rivian, we're doing Upstart right now, and more names coming through. Robinhood, guiding forward. Nice beat on the guide as well for Robinhood, as we can see. 240. 240 up to 241 right now for Robinhood. Nice assets. MAUs though, this is disturbing to me. You don't like that. There it is. There's the guide for Rivian. Lucid is out right now. We'll hit the bag for Lucid as they are out. There's the Rivian guidance. 54,000 total units right now. We're going to have to find out what they wanted. But here is Lucid. This could be rocking. Let's not look at the price yet. Lucid right now, 28 cents beating 35. Sales, miss on sales dramatically. My prediction, Lucid downside. Let's go see what Lucid's doing exactly right now. LCID. Can you miss on sales and still be up in this environment? I say no, and so does Lucid. Slap the fail right there on those guys. Downside, downside, downside. Oh man, wow, Lucid. There's the outlook right now, 8,000 to 8,500 vehicles. Prior guidance, 10. Guys, as much as we'd like to support these EV makers, how far are you going to go? Huh, Ramin? How far do you want to go down? She's like, look at this camera. The problem with Lucid here, you can't guide under your 10,000 vehicle mark. You're going to need to produce more vehicles to get those costs under, not less. Again, they can't drop prices if they're going to keep doing this. EVs in big time trouble. But guess what's out right now? We've got Bros. Bros right now, 14 cents versus 7. This was a name we talked about on the show. I like Dutch Bros making moves higher. Never had the coffee, but the thing about it is I like Starbucks. Starbucks with the huge move off their report, right? Look at Starbucks from the bottom, 91. Started from the bottom, now we're here, up to 104 for Starbucks right now. So what's going on with Dutch Bros coming through one more time for BROS? Let me go find what they were saying here on the Benzinga Pro. Again, this show sponsor, Benzinga Pro, all your news right here. There's oops, that's Lab. Where's Dutch Bros? Right here. Q3 14 beating 7, sales beating as well. We'll wait for the guide for Dutch Bros. Nice little beat on that. Man, we've covered a lot of names here today. There's Dutch Bros. Where is the 50-period moving average? That's what we're looking for right now. Above it, it's the 200 up here at 30. I think Dutch Bros can go to 30 bucks on this report. Let's see what happens with the guide now forward. Bumble. What was her name? Whitney. Someone will say it in the chat. Yesterday, stepping down while coming through with their earnings report right now. Bumble Q4 revenue, 276, misses. What a surprise right there. This stock has been getting absolutely crushed. Oh, we are going to have Brian Shannon here coming from alphatrends.net. Very excited to have him come through. Again, a great follow and a great friend of this show and of Trader TV Live. But look at this. I want to talk about this before we got going. All right, they told me hit F11. Look at this. Is there a worse chart? Maybe I got to ask Brian about this. This guy's the guru of charting. Look at WeWork. It is down 99% and going to zero. WeWork just back in 2021 when it was made public, 500 and split adjusted, $520. Your WeWork shares today worth nothing. We just wait to see what happens when it comes over there. I shouldn't say worth nothing. They're going to go down to the pink sheet, to the OTC markets. We had Jeff Mendel again. Look, we have we have the big hitters on the show. Jeff Mendel today coming from OTC markets, head of dealer operations, I believe, or vice president now of sales. Jeff Mendel, big friend of the show, but I don't know his title. So there you go. All right, so there you go. WeWork, I just want to show that to you. Pretty sad stock. The thing about WeWork is when they IPO'd, I had a family member that worked for WeWork. She asked me, I said sell, in the good books with her now, that is for sure. Benzinga again. Oxy, we are out. Warren's going to like this one. A 118 beat versus 84 cents. Are we having a problem with the camera or all is good? All's good right now. A little bit of problem with the cameras right now. Okay, so that's why you're not seeing me, but that's okay. Let's keep it on the other feed for now as we get it figured out. More important that we figure out Brian coming through. Right there, there's Oxy with a nice move up to 60.80 for right now. Nice move up for Occidental, taking out some levels as we go. So again, nice move up. We know that Warren Buffett's been buying this name. I think it's his 4th largest holding. We actually talked about this yesterday. We can go find that profile, but we don't need to. Warren Buffett and Occidental, nice upside move there today. Not great, but not bad either. Occidental making moves. All right, it's 4:16. We will have Brian Shannon coming through very, very soon to talk everything trading. Let's see what he's been up to lately right now. We're going to go over to his feed on, go follow him right now. A lot of great topics coming through. Again, his book, VWAP Trading, we have it right here, right now. All right, so he's looking at the Qs. He made a video today looking at the triple Qs. Wrong book link, anchored VWAP. I have it somewhere here as well. I really like that. The monster rally is on, man. The spiders. Actually, this is what I want to talk to Brian about. Huge move up. The put-call ratio, I don't know what it is. Maybe he has it right now, but we were off sides on that. It was higher to the puts. Put-call ratio was about 1.2. Now probably getting extended back up to the upside. Nice move up. What's up? This handsome gentleman joining us very, very soon. Another thing I wanted to talk about on my Twitter that I retweeted out today was this. What up to Gunjan as well. Right now, the NASDAQ, 8th session of gains, okay? This is the thing. Maybe we have to go back, and this is the question I'm going to ask for Brian. Gunjan brought this up today. Longest winning streak since November of 2021, before the bull market fell apart. So let's go, let's look at this. We'll go to QQQs here, the NASDAQ. Let's go on a weekly chart to see what we're talking about. So November 2021, where is that? Right here, right? Nice move up. There's November, there's the fall back in. So again, here's that weekly winning streak, but it's 8 straight days. This is a weekly chart, just so we could see. Then there's the fall back in, nice move up. Are we at risk right now of coming back in? I said today, I don't know what the Hawks have right now to hold their hat on. Obviously, we have high rates. We do have an unemployment situation that appears to be getting worse, which is better for doves, right? We're not worried about the Fed and current interest rates. We're worried about, are they going to cut or raise heading into 2025? So a good tool to check out for that is the CME rate tool. So CME rate tool right here, we're going to get that and check out what we're looking at here for the Fed futures, right? The Fed funds futures right now here. This is December, current rate. This is the current spot. So right now, 525 to 550. It's about a 90% chance again that we have no movement for December. But what say you? January, no movement again. What about March? No movement again. And a favor to the cut side. So everybody that is considering the longs in the market, good for you, because we do not have any expected rate hikes moving forward. You can't see, but if you're part of the plan, take a drink. We just take one right there. Are we going to be able to get everything fixed here, guys, or? Okay, good. We are getting ready to have Brian come through in just a second. Is there anything else right now, just real quickly, anything else moving here in the aftermarket that we want to talk about before we come through with Brian? Yeah, so GoPro, again, didn't even realize there's still a stock. Nice move up to 290. Let's just quickly do a couple checks because we want to talk to Brian. All right, so let's go over to a 1-minute chart again and see some of these recent earnings. UPST, what are we doing right now with Upstart? Nice move back into 24, holding 25 for now. Let's check out Rivian. Disappointing for Rivian, but holding the bid, 1750. Little disappointed in some of those numbers, but not as disappointed as I am in Lucid. I don't own any of these stocks. Look at Lucid, make the move back down to $4 and now back upside. So more to come on all these names. And then the other name was Fisker, but that might be tomorrow. Yes, no, it's November 8th, Fisker. So that is tomorrow in the aftermarket. So Fisker not reporting today. I think we're pretty good. Any other names? Maybe eBay eBay just quickly here. eBay still making a move back down into $38. Okay, if we're good to go, then let's hit this. It's Trader Talk. It's Brian Shannon, and he's coming out right now. Hi, Brian. Which camera am I at? This one. Okay,
hey. Hey, Sean.
How's it going, my guy?
Look at you, big movie star with all the camera angles in that.
I know, it's really funny. And hey, Brian, open invitation. I think we've talked about this. If you're ever up in the great country of Canada, please come visit us here. I'd love to give you a tour of our studio and love to have you right beside me as we talk all about stocks. And Adrian Zadunchuk from Crypto Fame said, hey man, good get on having Brian Shannon on your show. And I said, he's a friend of the show, as is Adrian. So he wants to say a big hello to you. I assume you know Adrian.
Yeah, I would say the same to him. I met him in New York, actually, back in March for the first time.
All you CMTs, man, you're a big group and very loyal. I really like that. So a shout out to Adrian, again, a big Bitcoin guy. He made the Forbes 30 under 30, by the way. So
I know he did. Then he aged out.
Who is this guy? We like this guy. Okay, thank you, Brian. All right, I just saw in some of your tweets there, SPX, what an impressive week, man. Up 6% and seems like it keeps on going. SPX and the triple Qs now. The thing about, I just talked about it, I feel like Jerome Powell sort of gave us the all clear. Didn't sound that dovish, didn't sound that hawkish. That's good for me. If we're gonna base these moves on economic data, looks like we might have the all clear. What do you think about the SPX right here?
I think the market's broadcasting that exactly. It's not just us. It's the whole market is saying, wow, really? And I think that, the shorts are really pretty caught in here, and that's definitely exacerbated this upside. I think we're getting pretty close to a place where we need to rest. For the NASDAQ, we're just about to break last month's high, and a lot of times we get that break and then it starts to come in. I've kind of switched to day trade mode, which is, I know what you guys do over there, but today was a great day in the NASDAQ in particular with the volume weighted average price. It just beautiful signals off of that. That's 2 time frames. That's a day. So that's that prior high right over here. And I think that's like 73.74, and we made up to 73.50 or so today. But on the shorter term time frame, Sean, if we look at that, this was just a perfect example of a couple of the things that I always talk about. One is not chasing the gap. So I don't chase those gaps. I wait for it to settle down, and when it gets back above the daily volume weighted average price, that's where it says buyers are back in control for the day. Doesn't mean they're going to hold control, but with a stop below here, that's where to get long. If you miss that move, these are all it's simple concepts. If you miss this move here, then you say, well, as that move began to correct, at this point, we put another VWAP on that. And another perfect place for a long side entry with a stop under here. And then later in the day, it hits it again. And then just at the close, we hit that daily VWAP. So just a beautiful day for trading around the VWAP and the Qs.
VWAP, never heard of it. No, but if you come over to the screen right here, this is one of my favorite books of 2023.
Bam.
Anchored VWAP. So go support Brian Shannon. Go grab this book. It's an absolutely great book. And come over to my screen right here, actually, and I'll show you a trade, Ramin and Brian. I've talked about this a couple times, and I really love what you said before. When there's a gap, wait for VWAP. So Apple today moves to the upside. Here's my long, came back in, supported volume weighted average price right here is the blue, supported that along with the 50 period moving average. We went long on Apple right here at 179.50. Ho hum, look where we ended the day, 181. Sorry about all these wicks. I then went long again on a VWAP pushback there when we got some news, back to the upside, clearing another $2 trade right there. So yeah, I agree with you, man. Some nice moves to the upside off of volume weighted average price. And we did it on the big guy today, and that was Apple. So another good move right there for AAPL, now making new moves. So I don't know if you heard about this. I was just talking about it. Gunjan again, I've talked to her a couple times, but retail side of things here, NASDAQ really going now to the upside. It's its longest winning streak now, 8 straight days since, well, this is 7th, 8th today since January. And she also mentioned that it was the 8th session of gains for the NASDAQ, longest since 2021. And again, I think that just goes back to your point, Brian, where we talk about it possibly getting exhausted now to the top side here with those triple Qs. Are we going short or we're not going short yet?
Not yet. In fact, I'm looking over here at my email. I got a great email today from Bespoke. I don't know if you know those
Yep.
guys, Bespoke. And they said they looked at the 23 or so times, I'm making these numbers up because I can't remember them, that the Qs were up 8 days in a row. 60% of the time the market was up the next day, and something like 70% in the next week.
Right.
And a real high number for the next month as well. So these streaks tend to continue. So if we're looking for a pullback, it's going to be, I think, a pretty tight one, maybe more of a correction through time. We've got a lot of people caught off guard and year-end seasonal. I think a lot of people want to put these winners on their books and show that they're not outperforming, that they're not underperforming the market as far as some of the big fund managers in that. Lost your audio. See if I can get it up there. Guys, I have no audio. Can he hear me? Sean, I don't have any audio. I haven't had audio for whatever you were just saying. You sounded, you were really into it. And man, I don't know what you were saying, and I can't
Okay, let me
there it is. There it is.
Let me go again. I apologize here, as we'll get rid of all of our production staff right after the show. So, sorry. What I was saying, Brian, is that retail comes in, and that's that FOMO. So you saw today, after 7 straight days up, the NASDAQ started this morning at 0%, and we wind up 1%. So I just get that feeling that people are like, oh my God, we're missing the trade, and we got to get in there and buy. So just to your point about being a day trader, I feel like there's a lot of opportunities to scalp big moves as traders wait for actually more news to hit about why to get long. Do you want to be short heading into that NVIDIA earning on November 21st? If possible, Brian, and I know if you have any trade ideas, we could talk about that, but how does NVIDIA look? I'll give you a second maybe to call it up on your charts, as I'm going to call it up on mine. I think this is another catalyst on why traders, okay, there we go, now it's loading up, as why traders may not want to be short. I just can't see in 2 weeks on the 21st when we get that NVIDIA report. I don't want to be short. AMD, look at this move, Brian, on AMD. AMD was $94 right here live on this show. I was like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. Then Lisa Su, the CEO, started talking all about generative AI and that their chips are going to be able to support this and that. And up goes the dynamite. I guess they lit the dynamite. Up goes the stock. AMD now trading at 113. I'm nervous about anybody being short this market ahead of NVIDIA earnings.
I agree. I mean, think back 2 weeks ago. What did we hear about? Talking about technical analysis. Everyone was talking about this head and shoulders top in NVIDIA. And typically, when you hear everybody talking about it, it's not going to happen. So here we've got, I'll just sketch it in real quick, shoulder, head, shoulder. That's what everyone was talking about. And the fact that we broke this, the so-called neckline over in here, and people were calling for the end of it. But what you see down here is that 200-day moving average is still rising. That tells me the larger trend is still higher. Now we're getting a little bit extended on this move. We're up against these highs. So maybe we continue a little bit before the earnings. This would be great, is if we run up before earnings, sell off, create a little cushion, and then another move begins. So kind of like we saw with CELH, a lot of people talk about that one, that it ran up huge in front of earnings, and then today it was down 2%. So we've got to look at it from what's the crowd perspective and what is reasonable. That the crowd is often going to be wrong right ahead of these key things.
Yeah, I think that's the whole thing about that whole crowd. I mean, you just keep going back and forth, and you never know where they're feeling. And look, that NVIDIA trade, and you come over to my chart, their last earnings report was a fantastic one. We got up to 515, never saw the high again, and fell back down 25%. Look, Brian, thank you so much for joining today. I just want to make sure that everybody definitely checks this out. I've continued to use it, and VWAP has been part of my sort of go-to and what I've been learning since I've been on this show. I think it's a very, very important level for day traders. And again, anchored VWAP, maximum trading gains, the perfect combination of price, time, and volume. They can go to alphatrends.net or Amazon. We've talked about this before, and definitely pick this up. Thanks again, and thanks for working through some of these audio troubles with us here again today. And again, Brian Shannon, thanks a lot, and everyone can check you out as well on Twitter.
Thank you so much, Sean.
Thanks, Brian. Have a great rest of your week, man.
Okay, you too.
That's Trader Talk, and that's my guy, Brian Shannon. All right. Again, thank you so much to Brian. One of my favorite guests. The knowledge of that guy is through the roof. So definitely check him out whenever you get a chance. All right, quickly, guys. We're out of time. So we are having some problems, and I just want to say thank you to everybody because we're trying out some new software and we're trying out some new decks, as I can see right now. So I want to say thank you to everybody, and a big shout out to Ramin and Fabian that are literally here right now doing everything. So shout out to those two, as they are absolutely fantastic. All right, I did miss a question. Can we ask Brian if he utilizes the multiplier bands for anchored VWAP? That's for 4L TAS. I definitely appreciate that. I'm sorry I did miss that. I'll just tell you that you can actually tweet at him. Just tell him that you saw him on the show and you're a friend of mine. No, just kidding. Just say that. And I'm sure he will get back to you as well. All right. A big shout out to Bears vs. Bulls because he puts these super chats together. There's honestly, it's taking a long time to load everything right now. So I'm just going to get the super chats up right now. Put it right here. There it is. All right. Thanks to Paul. Thanks, Nick. Thanks, London. Thanks, Nick again. William, FX, Chris, Ian Respetto, the Hayes Records, Julie, the Ape Father's Man-Child. I don't know what that's up with that. And then Mac Attack. Shout out to Mac Attack, as my nephew's name is Mac. So he's attacking. And hey, attack your dad, Mac, right now. So a big thank you to everybody. There was one more thing we always have to do, and it's this. It's roll call. I would be nowhere without all of you. So thank you so much. All right, I know we have different cameras. So let's just go over to the main screen right now and do this right now. All right, man, it's roll call time. Thank you so much again. Bovine is here. Reed is here. HPDS is here. Juan Padilla is here. What's up, Juan? You're always here. Thanks, Juan Hernandez. Oh, a couple Juans here. Thank you so much again. Dennis is here. Thomas is here. Great show. We are the People's Trader. Thank you so much, me, D. Westermeyer. I really do put a lot of effort into this show. I hope you guys can see it. I literally run from one desk to the other to put this on for everybody. Sam Yip, thank you so much. Oh, thank you for that, Sam. That's very kind of you. What's up to everybody? But the only thing that you could do to me as well, he's a #1 trader, Zion. Thank you so much. I wish I could show you P&L to prove it. But right there, hit the like button on your screen right now. Like, subscribe, and join. 1,700 watching, over 300 likes right now. Hey, if you're watching, hit the like button, hit the subscribe. We're the real ones. Traders stay late. Let's prove it to YouTube. I'm Sean Katina. Thank you so much for staying with me. It's been a blast. Shout out to Brian Shannon. Go pick up his book right now, wherever you can. Thank you to Brian. Thank you to watching. And more importantly, thank you to everybody out there. I love you, Marissa. I'm coming home. See you guys soon. Ciao.